You asked me once, at 2 a.m., after watching a reel that felt more like a prophecy than a post. Maybe after your paycheck disappeared into bills and boredom, and you needed to believe in something else. You opened a chat box, typed one sentence, "Should I invest in crypto?" And I remember, because you weren't the first, and you definitely won't be the last. I've watched thousands ask the same thing. Not because they wanted advice, not even a plan. You were looking for a parachute, something faster than saving, louder than patience, more seductive than discipline. And in that moment, you didn't want any truth. You wanted a reason to believe that, just maybe, this was your ticket out. And sure, I've seen the clips that says Bitcoin to billions, Doge to Teslas, Ethereum to generational wealth, teenagers turning memes into mansions, influencers saying it's still early, and it burrowed into your brain like gospel. But you never really asked what crypto was. You only asked what could give you, and how fast. They told you this was freedom, decentralized, unregulated, no banks, no middlemen, no limits. They sold you revolution, dressed in slick UI and Discord links. But what they didn't tell you is that most of it was an illusion. The chains didn't vanish. They just got smarter instead of bankers. It was anonymous developers with frog avatars and God mode wallets. Shady ass people. They told you to hold, but didn't tell you they were already selling. They told you to buy the dip, but didn't tell you that the dip was engineered. They told you were early, but they forgot to mention you were also the product. You didn't read white papers, you read tweets. You didn't check teams, you checked vibes. You didn't analyze fundamentals, you analyzed memes. You bought into tokens with dog faces, coin names made in 30 seconds, roadmaps that looked like jokes, and you called it the future. And for a while, it worked. The chart went up, your portfolio doubled, tripled. You told your friends, you posted screenshots. Your MetaMask balance became your personality. And for the first time, you felt powerful. You weren't just investing. You were becoming someone, a pioneer, an early adopter, a digital prophet screaming, "We're all gonna make it," while the echo chamber roared back in agreement. But then it crashed. And just like that, the voice that once said, "By now," went silent. The project you believed in suddenly had technical issues. The Discord vanished. The Twitter got hacked. The devs were looking into it. And your tokens? They were now just numbers on a screen. No liquidity, no roadmap, no future. You told yourself it was just a bad play, that the next one would be better. But deep down, you felt it. That sting in your chest wasn't just financial loss. It was identity loss. And still, you didn't stop, because you weren't just chasing profit. You were chasing the version of yourself that existed when the chart was green. They knew this would happen. They counted on it. You see, this market doesn't run on innovation. It runs on belief. They launch coins with no utility, no product, just a story. The next Ethereum, the Solana of gaming, AI-powered, carbon neutral, decentralized everything. And you fall in love, not with the tech, but with the narrative. And once you're in, the YouTubers show up with banners and rented cars. The Twitter bros with laser eyes and affiliate links. The TikTok traders flipping screenshots like magic. All of them say the same thing: don't miss this one. And you don't. You get whitelist. You feel special, early, chosen, but you're not. You're just another exit plan. Because that's what you are. Liquidity, content, exit fuel. The minute you buy, the countdown begins, and they cash out while you refresh CoinGecko like a prayer wheel, watching red candles drain your dopamine, wondering if this is the bottom, hoping the next tweet pumps it back, telling yourself this is how markets work, even though none of this looks like a market. It looks like a digital trap with flashing lights and no doors. And here's the cruelest part. Even when you win, you still lose. Maybe you caught a 10x. Maybe you flipped $200 into $20,000. Maybe you bragged for a week, but you didn't walk away. You reinvested it into the next gamble. You leveled up your delusion. You told yourself you were learning the game, but the game was learning you. It knew your patterns, your habits, your triggers. It turned your belief into data and your losses into marketing for the next cycle. You became predictable, programmable, perfect. I watched it all from the inside. I've seen pre-sales sell out in seconds, devs vanish with millions. NFT projects promise utility, then deliver broken JPGs and locked discords. I've seen people take loans to buy monkey pictures, flip goblin memes for ETH, and still say, I believe in the space. And that's the trick. They don't need to fool you once. They need to fool you forever, because you don't know when to quit. And the house doesn't care if you win. It wants you to keep playing. And the deeper truth? This was never about crypto. This was always about you. Your need to escape, your thirst for shortcuts, your hunger for validation. Crypto just became the mirror that showed you your own obsession with speed and status and control. It promised meaning in a meaningless system, but it delivered emptiness in high resolution. Even now, you're probably thinking about the next token, the next meta, the next bull run. You'll justify it. You'll call it innovation. You'll say this one's different, but it's not. It's just newer, louder, faster bait for a smarter trap. And when it crashes, you'll pretend to be shocked again. But I won't be, because I never believed in the dream. I only watched you chase it. You spent all that time learning how to buy tokens, but never learned how markets work. You memorized meme coins, but never studied the foundations of finance. You tracked every pump, but never tracked your own growth. You joined discords when you should have joined rooms full of people building real things. You followed influencers when you should have followed mentors. You mastered hype cycles, but ignored economic cycles. You gambled on projects with zero fundamentals, when you could have been learning how capital flows, how businesses are built, how money is actually made and moved. You screamed, invest, but never understood asset classes, never studied risk, never explored equity, never learned how to read a balance sheet. You hunted the next token, but never opened a book on wealth psychology. You paid for pre-sales, but never invested in skill sets. You dreamed of financial freedom without ever learning how to manage freedom when it arrives. You wanted connections, but built clout instead of networks. You wanted leverage, but never developed credibility. You wanted to be rich, but you skipped the part where people earn trust, learn patience, and build value brick by brick. Crypto wasn't your path. It was your shortcut, and shortcuts never last. You didn't need another coin. You needed clarity. You needed time in the real game, where effort compounds, where failure teaches, where reputation matters. So no, I won't tell you to give up, but I will tell you this. Next time you feel the urge to chase another hype train, chase knowledge instead. Next time you want to be early to real opportunity. Next time you think about flipping tokens, flip your mindset. Because when the next scam comes, and it will, you'll either fall for it again, or you'll be too busy building something real.